Hello everyone, and welcome to today's webinar, Benefits of Maintenance Subscription and Introduction to Autodesk Accounts. I'm Lisa Baker, a Customer and Sales Support Rep with Applied Software, and also with us today is Kimberly Joles. She is Applied's own subscription specialist. She will be monitoring the screen for any questions that come up, and we'd like to encourage you to go ahead and ask questions throughout the presentation by typing them in the question and comment pane. This way we can address them and answer them while we are on that particular topic. Today we will be discussing the benefits of maintenance subscription and how to access those benefits. Many of you are familiar with the old website called Subscription Center, but Autodesk has recently introduced their new management tool called Autodesk Accounts. If you are not familiar with either of these sites, then this is a good starting point for you. And now for the part I'm required to say. This webinar is being recorded and will be available to you online on our YouTube channel. This webinar is also brought to you by Live Lab Learning, which is a subsidiary of Academic Corporation, a wholly owned applied software company. You can search Live Lab Learning on Facebook and follow us to receive the latest information about our upcoming training classes and current schedules. We also have some events coming up. First Look event is information about the newest release, 2016. We will be taking those on the road to Jacksonville, Florida on June 16th and Savannah, Georgia on June 17th. And our website will be up soon with those locations and times. We also have some other events in Georgia and Illinois. We have BIM and Beer in Atlanta on May 12th. The AIA National Convention is going to be May 14th through 16th in Atlanta. And then in Schaumburg, Illinois, we have the BIM 360 event. Upcoming webinars, the future of making things in construction, the future of making things in manufacturing, and the future of making things in design are all coming up this month. We'd also like to tell you about some promotions that Autodesk is currently offering. This quarter just started this month, and they have some new promotions. They include all of these dollar amounts are actual rebates. So there will be rebates on new licenses with multi-year maintenance subscription, rebates on cross grades from individual products such as AutoCAD to suites, and rebates on network activations. You can also save with rebates on 1-, 2-, or 3-year desktop subscriptions. And this is for customers who have legacy software licenses with versions 2005 through 2015. You can contact your sales rep for more information on those promotions, and we will be coming out with more information as well. So let's go ahead and get into the business of maintenance, particularly Autodesk Accounts. Before we go into the website, I would like to give you some information that is very helpful. At the top of this page, there are some links and some phone numbers that are very useful tools. Autodesk Knowledge Network is a public site. It has blogs, it has white papers, it has FAQs, it has questions and answers. It's a very helpful website. I am on it every day, and I frequently send links to customers. You can query on almost anything. You can get direct information from Autodesk, and you can get blogs from other organizations and people. Right below that link is the Autodesk Global Helpline. It would benefit you to write this down because it is not very easy to find on their website, as they prefer communication electronically. But this is the Global Helpline. You can call there if you're having an issue. You can call and get your activation codes and license files. So that's just their regular Global Helpline. Before we go into Autodesk Account, I would like to discuss the roles of, that should say Autodesk Account instead of Subscription Center. I forgot to change that one. But the roles remain the same. These roles are very important because only if you're an administrator in Autodesk Account can you access most of the information that you will need. So the people who fill these roles, somebody who is going to be attentive to Autodesk software and be able to communicate it to the users in your company. There are two roles, contract manager and software coordinator. They can be the same person or they can be two different people. They have very similar privileges and very similar notifications. If you are a contract manager or software coordinator, or anybody that's going to be an Autodesk account, even just to download software, it is imperative that you be able to receive emails from Autodesk. So frequently I get calls from customers saying, I can't log on, I can't download, and it's because they're simply not getting the emails from Autodesk with the information that they need. So it's a good idea to make sure that Autodesk.com domain is whitelisted company-wide so you receive those emails. The contract manager is the main point of contact. They are going to receive the initial welcome kit when you set up a contract in the beginning, and they're also going to receive renewal notices. They can appoint software coordinators. We as your reseller can appoint software coordinators, and I will show you where you can do that, where contract managers can do that on the site. So if you are a first-time subscription user and you get your welcome kit and you want help with your account and want to set up your own software coordinator, there's a place that you can do that. You also have the ability to invite other users, and that is the third role in this. The third role in a contract is the user, and that is simply somebody who logs on to download software or access technical support, and their privileges are very, very limited, and the contract manager can assign or deny certain privileges to users. So as you can see, the contract manager is going to be the main person and will have to be very attentive to the needs of the other people using this. So this is the new site, Autodesk Accounts.autodesk.com, and this is the sign-in page. If you are the contract manager and you missed the email that gives you your temporary password to this site, you can simply go to this site and create an account. So you can do this at any time. A lot of people miss those emails or don't pay attention to them, and they say, I don't even know where to go to download my software. This is where you go, and the contract manager will need to set up the account initially. Contract managers are going to have all of these accesses here on the left-hand side. These are the maximum privileges, and I will show you those live here shortly. But this is what contract managers will see when they first log in to the Autodesk account. If you are a user only, you have much limited, a lot fewer accesses, I'm trying to say. Pretty much just products, services, and trials. So you will have no administrative rights as a user. Okay. The first place I want to go is the Autodesk Knowledge Network that I spoke of previously. All of the information that we're going to cover today can be found here at this site. If you will just go to the search box and type in Autodesk Accounts, the one that I have found to be the most helpful is what's new in Autodesk Accounts. It's about halfway down the page. So right here are all your links. You can see I've already been clicking on a lot of these. I send these links out to customers all the time. So right here, I could pretty much just end the webinar because here's all the information you need, but I will go through it and show you these different functions and features and how to access these things. The first topic is manage your users. And here we're going to go to Autodesk Account. This is my own dummy account that we've created so I can show you. As you will see here on the left-hand side, I have all the accesses because I am the contract manager. The little icons on the side, if you slide down to the one that looks like two people, that is your users. And I don't have any users because I'm the only one in this account has just been created. Adding users is very simple. Just hit the add button. You put in the email, first name, last name. At this point you hit save and continue. Once you hit that, you will come to a page that will give you various privileges. So if you want your users just to be able to access technical support but not download, you can unclick the download. So that is how you decide what they're going to be able to access in this site. And that was managing users and permissions. So that's pretty easy right there. Also, if you have users that are already listed here, say someone leaves your company and you no longer want them to have access to your site, you would hit edit access and you can completely shut down their access to this site. You can also give users access to certain products and not other products. If you have a mixture of products on your contracts, say plain AutoCAD, Product Design Suite, AutoCAD LT, you have someone who just has very limited access to your software and just uses AutoCAD LT, you can just select that particular product. And here it shows what products they would have access to once you have chosen them. It also shows over here your contract number. Okay, so the next obvious thing would be I need to download my software. At that point, you're going to go up here to Products and Services. And here are cloud credits. This shows usage, individual usage, and shared. The individual usage is actually outdated. There used to be individual cloud credits, but they have changed that, and there are now only shared cloud credits. Obviously, all of them are remaining here since I don't do anything on this contract. And right here is the button where you can purchase more cloud credits. So if you have 0 remaining cloud credits and all of a sudden your user needs to use them, here's where you can purchase them. It's instantaneous. It just takes you to a regular order screen like any other online ordering. And I believe they're $100 per 100 credits. You can also order them through your reseller, but I can tell you from experience it takes a little bit longer, whereas this is instantaneous. So back to the products page. And let's go to plain AutoCAD just for familiarity's sake. Here is my AutoCAD. If I click the little down button, here's the information I need. Serial number, product key. You will notice that the only version showing a serial number is 2016. That's because this was just purchased and set up. You will also see here this says not for resale. So this is not for resale software and serial numbers. But since this was just set up, there are no previous version serial numbers. However, even though I did not own any previous versions of this particular license, I am allowed to run up to 3 versions back. At this point, you can request previous version serial numbers. So if I've purchased 2016, but I need to run 2014 for compatibility, I can click Get Serial Numbers, and right here I can send a request. This will pop up a separate window where you put in your information and the version that you want, and it will generate a serial number for that previous version. That's for a standalone license. If you have a network license, previous versions are already automatically included in the license file. So when you request a license file from Autodesk, it's already going to have up to 3 versions back. So there will be no special requirements for that. There's also another place you can do this, and I will show you that as well. But that's an easy way to get to it. If I had purchased this back several years ago, I would have a whole list of serial numbers right here. This information is only available to contract managers. If you click up here, if you are simply a user, this is what you're going to see. Contact your admin for serial numbers. So that's another reason the contract manager has to be somebody who is actively managing your Autodesk software, because they're going to be the ones controlling a lot of information. Over here, you have another pull-down arrow. Oh, and if you are downloading, simply install now. We'll give you some choices of how you want to install it, whether you want to install it via browser, download and install. It will prompt you and take you through the process. I'm not going to do that because I don't want to install any software right now. Right under here is more actions, and this is another area where I get a lot of questions from customers. Here's your install. Here are your install buttons. Can't decide. Here's a little information on what each of these mean. Here also is get previous version request, just as we saw over here. So if you need a previous version, you can click on that. Get a home use license. I'm going to go back to that in just a minute because that is that comes up a lot. Get physical copy. This is important. If you have a bad internet connection or just prefer to install from disk or media, usually a thumb drive now, this is where you can purchase it. Autodesk no longer automatically provides media. It's $30 per copy. Like I said, usually thumb drives. I think AutoCAD and AutoCAD LT still come on a disk, but most of the suites are on thumb drive. This will take you to a separate order screen again, and you just put in your information. It already has your license and serial number auto-populated, and you just choose your quantity, language, that type of thing, and go through the process and input your credit card information. And media usually arrives in about 3 to 5 days after you make this request. Get home use license. This is going to be for when people want to take home a license and use it on a home computer. For standalone licenses, you just simply download or take your disk home and install it and go through the prompts using your same serial number, because you are allowed to install, users are allowed to install software on 2 computers as long as they're the only person using it, either one place or the other. So they can have it on a work computer and a home computer, work computer and laptop. You just go through the prompts and use your existing serial number as normal. It is different for a network license, because if you install network license, if you take your home laptop to work and install a license from your network, you are taking a license from the pool. So in other words, one person is going to be using 2 licenses on that network. If you do it this way, send a request, what this does is generates a secondary serial number that is a network license. So you can install a network license at home without pulling a second license from the network pool at work. And I believe that lasts for up to a year. So you only have to do that once every so often. And it will give you prompts when it's getting close to expiring. So if you want to use your software at home with a standalone license, just use your existing serial number. If it's a network license, here is where the contract manager is going to send a request for a home use network license. Again, if you are a user, the only thing you're going to see here are your download options. So the contract manager or software coordinator is going to be the only person that has the options to do those extra licensing rights or purchase media. So
Yeah,
let's
Lisa,
go
we
back.
have some questions here while we're
Okay.
in this area. Many cloud questions.
Okay.
All right. So the first
I will
question
do
we
my
have is,
best.
all right, cloud credits. What units are cloud credits measured in?
What units? Not sure I quite understand that question.
From what if I'm interpreting the question correctly, I believe what the person is asking is, for example, we buy 100 cloud credits for $100. Each cloud credit, depending on what you are going to do, whether you're doing a rendering, etc., uses a variety of cloud credits. Some things may only take 3 credits. Some may take 5 or more.
And there is a list. Let me open a new browser for the Knowledge Network. I had found this previously. It might take too long to search for it. Let me see if I can pull it up. There was a list showing what service or what job used how many units. Let me see if I can find it quickly. If not, that's a good place to query on that, and there is a chart or a matrix that shows. Oh, this here real quickly and see if I can get back there. All right, I'm not finding it quickly, so I'm not going to spend a lot of time, but you can do some querying on the Knowledge Network and find a chart that shows you what rendering or what analysis uses how many cloud credits. So it is out there.
Okay, thank you. And then customers are looking, for example, they look at their account and it shows that their cloud credits are all individual and that they have no shared cloud credits. What should they do at that point, or what does that mean?
That is something that would have to be talked to at Autodesk, talk to Autodesk directly about. They can call us and we can query with Autodesk. They can call the global helpline. That's a particularly good question. That would be for the global helpline, about cloud credits, because I have seen, I've had customers call where they have discrepancies in what they think they have or the way they are listed, and that is a common error in their system. So that's something we have to address on an individual basis. Again, you can call us or you can call the global helpline. Any other questions?
Not at the moment.
Okay. All right, let's go back to the guide and see. We have covered a lot of these already. Managing users, downloading products, previous versions of Autodesk software using subscription at home, covered that, requesting box software. There are additional downloads available. Product enhancements, these are available, I believe, to everybody, users through administrative people. Product enhancements, I'll click on it. I haven't actually been here. These are just additional features of the software that Autodesk releases in between different versions. So here's service packs, a whole list of things, and some are extensions, some are service packs. This one is a design content. So this is a page you can check out if you want to just, what it says, enhance your product. There's a whole list. And like I said, I believe that's available to everybody who's in the subscription center. Let's see, and that opened a separate window. Network License Manager. I don't do a lot of installing of network. I have general knowledge of how to get people started and what's required. This is a good place for information about doing a network installation. We can also help with that. I have emails from our support staff that show you how to get started, how to download the license manager, how to get your license file from Autodesk. So this looks like it has just a lot of good information on it, this page. And it does have screenshots and step-by-step instructions. And all of these links that I'm just hovering over have all these step-by-step instructions and screenshots in here. So that's why I said this is just a really good site right here. So anything that you click on is going to give you step-by-step instructions with screenshots and fancy arrows. So those other quick links. What's new in account, that's going to flip you right back over to where we were in the Knowledge Network. Feedback help, I'm not sure exactly how much attention they pay to that, but maybe they do. If you want to know what your contract number is, it's right here on this little icon that is a little piece of paper and a pen. Here's the contract when it expires. Oh, look, and you hover over that, there's the products. If you have multiple contracts, if you're the contract manager for multiple contracts, they will all be listed here. And that happens frequently also. Also gives you the term. So as you know that with the desktop subscriptions, which are term contracts, that would say annually or quarterly under the term. So that is where your contract number is. Again, reporting, that's where your cloud usage is, and you can even break it down by user. So this is a general page by user. Again, I'm the only one here, but you would have your list of users that have access to these services, and it would show what they've used of the shared. See here it says individual 0, i.e. I don't have any individual credits. For the contract shared, there are none used. That's, I guess, what it should look like, that individual who is asking, what if it shows individual and none shared? We can address that if they want to give us a call. Devices just sends you to a place where you can access this on different mobile devices. I'm not going to click into that because that goes into a whole other place, but this can be accessed on other devices. So that covers a lot of information about different features and how to access them. There are other links here about signing in, resetting password, editing your profile. They have an Autodesk account FAQ. And I think that's about all I was going to cover today, unless we have more questions or something else somebody wants to see. This, of course, is your profile tab where you edit your profile, security settings, the typical tools. So does anybody have any other questions about Autodesk account or about your maintenance benefits in general? There is a trial tab right here. It's also available to everybody. This is going to hit you over to another website where you can download trials of their software. So, any other questions? Any other information that you are needing to know?
I just posted a web link that has, it's all about cloud credits, And if you scroll down about most of the way down the page, 3/4 of the way down the page, it gives you information on, for example, for the service of rendering in A360, it uses approximately 1 cloud credit per megapixel. And it's a variable, but it does give you general guidelines for that information. So I did just post that.
Thank you, Kim.
Let me see. Just looking for other questions here. There are some more specific questions that we'll take offline, and either Lisa or myself will get in touch with you, or we'll have one of our sales or technical people, depending on who would best be able to answer the questions, get in touch with you.
Okay. Are you capturing those questions?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Anything else in general? Well, if there's no other questions, I will thank you all for attending today. Please feel free to reach out to us anytime. There are often issues with logging in, registering, and even though it looks like serial numbers should be easy to find, sometimes get a lot of questions about what's my serial number, what's the product key. I can't get logged in correctly. I'm the contract manager, but I don't have the accesses I'm supposed to or the privileges. So I deal with a lot of that on a daily basis, so please feel free to reach out to us with any questions you have. My email address, there's my email address and direct phone number. So if you have any questions about Autodesk Account, please feel free to contact us. We want to make this a usable and user-friendly tool and not a frustration. So if that's all today, thank you for attending, and we hope to see you on some more webinars soon.